So I just thought I'd show you what I've been doing on the Landrover. I've got these, which are fairly nifty. These are quite nice, I like these. These are stainless steel anti-loose locks. Now we need a felt washer in there, and we need this kind of pushing it a little bit. But they just bolt on the back like that, fairly simple stuff. And there's a slight problem because that one's got, they've both got short threads on. So that one's got a short thread on. If I just show you, the nut, the nylock bit of the nut just comes on the thread. So that's in perfectly, that one. So all I've got to do is bend this just in towards the body so it fits nicely against there's a felt washer goes there. So I'll do that. But on the other side, slightly different. It would be, wouldn't it? So on this side, we have a kind of piece here which sticks out. This bit isn't in the other side. So it sticks out, so this one needs a longer bolt. I didn't realise that. And also that nut's been shaved off that side so it fits in against here. So this one's a different lock than the other side, which I didn't realise. So I've gone on to Bearmac and see if I can get me another one or another set with longer threads on. That one's fitted all right, so if they're the same shape, which they should be, I'll just renew this side and put that side on. Now what I've also done is I've got the boot level, the tailgate level to the side, so I'll go over that side and show you. So I've got it level that side as well, so that's pretty level there, look. But the gap, if you see the gap just about there, is only about, what, 4 mil, maybe 3 mil, 4 mil. On this side, it's around 10 or 12 mil. So I've got to move the tailgate over, so I'm thinking that won't move anywhere because, well, that will slide through. So that will slide over a little bit. There's supposed to be a split pin in there, which I'll put in later. But I'm wondering, I'll come away a little bit so you can see. I'm wondering if my tailgate hinges are on the wrong way around, because that tailgate hinge is pointing inwards, sorry, there. And this one is pointing inwards, but on two different bolts. So I'm wondering, I'm going to look at another pickup and see how these attach. I'm not really sure. So that might be taking my tailgate over slightly to the right. So I've just got to check that and see what to do with it. But I've got it level, so it sits level with the rest of the truck now, which is pretty good. And that's on these slide poles here. These have got a tiny bit of play. These are little slide holes. There's one there and there's one there. You can slide the boot up and down, or the tailgate up and down. So I've got it level. It's pretty good. I just need to do the side to side thing to get it in the middle. So we'll crack on that. I've got a motorcycle in the background. Then inside, I've got one set of seats out. And so this is now the inside. So there's a bit of soundproofing I've got to put under here and a bit of seal in there. And then rivet these back down, bolt these back down again. And I think they're captive nuts on that side. And then bolts on the front and bolts on the back. But she's all nice and tidy and clean. Nicely cleaned out. And then I've got the centre one done as well. And I won't take it off, but underneath I've cleaned all the, the transfer, all the gearbox off and stuff as well. So that's all nice and neat and tidy in there now. I've got this seat out. I couldn't get that seat out because that bloomin' bolt, I'll show you where it is. That one there is just spinning and I can't get anything on the back of it because it's not actually a captivated nut. So it's kind of a round plate with a nut in it, so I can't get that nut out, so I might have to grind it off. But that's what they look like now, the seats. And I've got new cushions and new backs and new black covers coming from Bearmac. So I'm going to recover these myself, including the headrest, which are up there, because they're a bit oldie-worldy grey. They're not the, I want them kind of looking good. That's what the seat looks like now. That's the passenger seat. I'm going to show you what the seat looks like after I've done it. So, well, after I've done the seat, not the actual cushions and stuff. But what I'll do is go in the garage, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. So that's what the seat looks like when I've done it. So it's all nice and new. There's the seat cushions that I'm going to renew, and the reason I'm doing this is because they're quite grubby and they're torn as well. So most of the pads have got tears on them. So I'm just going to take them off and then renew them in black vinyl. And then that's the seat kind of rubbed down with a rotary wire brush, which actually is there. Look, I'll show you. That little baby. That's a lot of work, that one. And then sanded to about, I think 120 or 200, something like that. And then spray painted in matte black. So they'll look pretty good when they're in. Excuse me. They'll look pretty good when they're in. So that's my jobs I've done today. So I'll go back outside again. And also what I've done is I've taken these vents off. I must admit I made a mess of these vents because I need a bulkhead, but I'm not going to do the bulkhead this year. I'm going to do it next year because the bulkhead's a little bit rotten because they're the holes. That's a hole that's always there. That's for the wiper. If you've got a right-hand drive, sorry, a left-hand drive truck, that's a wiper hole. So I'm going to bung that with a plastic, a rubber bung. These are a bit of a mess because that top panel there is a bit messy. So I'm going to fill that one with metal filler and then fill that one. I've taken the hinges off, so I've busted up the metal a little bit. And then of course that hole there is where the wiper goes as well. So what I'm going to do, fill these, fill that, rubber bung in there or fill it, I don't know yet. Tidy it all up and then we'll take away the vents. We'll leave them like that, just with a bead, a very small bead of mastic around there, just so they sit in and sink in and it'll all look nice and flush. And what we'll do is leave the bead black because on Land Rovers with the vents working, they've got a black rubber seal that sits around there, but it's not looking neat and tidy yet because I haven't finished it. I'm just halfway through the job, so that's one way of getting an extra year out of the bulkhead, but it will need a new bulkhead without a doubt. What I'll have to do is renew the top part. You get I think YPN make these top parts, so I'll have to take this off, take the screen off, take the roof off, and take the wipers off and the bonnet, and then get a welder to weld me 2 repair parts into the top of there for new ones. But it'll last a couple of years as it is. It'll be fine as it is. If I seal it in, it's not a job yet. Now I've just ordered, so I've ordered seat cushions and backs and covers, and I've ordered new wheel arches. I've peanut buttered these because that makes them look a bit shiny because it's sat on the drive. I mean, not many people can see it, but I want it to look as tidy as possible while I'm doing the work. So I've peanut buttered them. Peanut butter's a brilliant thing on old and battered plastic, just to bring it up and make it look a little bit tidier and shinier. So all you do is coat a very thin layer of peanut butter on, leave the oil sink in a couple of seconds and then wipe it off and it comes up like that. And I mean, these are 30 odd years old. They've never been off these. So it does make them look pretty good. And back to my anti-loose. Is it an anti-loose? Yeah, they're stainless steel, so they should stay like that all the time with a bit of luck. So yeah, so quite chuffed with that. So that's the Land Rover today. Not too bad a job. Have I done anything else today? I think that's about it. Have we got anything else in here? Oh yeah, I've got this seat to get out, of course. Yeah, I think that's it for the Land Rover today. So, see you soon.